Are you suffering from AI anxiety or anxiety? It's okay. It's okay. You're not alone. A lot of people are. I realize that I've kind of made a bizarre mistake. And that mistake is really forgetting that there are a lot of people who are just like I was about a year ago, just figuring things out about AI. Don't worry. In this video, I'm actually going to show you two really simple ways that I use to make money every single day utilizing AI. And I promise you that by the time this video is over, you're going to feel like you can actually do it too. It's all right. I want to tell you that a lot of times in the circles that I operate in, we're all working on AI stuff every single day. And so when we talk to each other, it's sort of like a match of the nerds, right? And so we start talking about things, and there's all these terms and abbreviations, and there's all these things that we think that other people know what the hell we're talking about. And I sort of realized recently that we're kind of leaving people behind in the conversation. And when I was first starting out with these things, I don't want to be left behind. I wanted to learn in earnest, and I think probably you do too. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to bring it back and slow it down. Now, I'm going to show you something that's super simple, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. By the way, everything that I'm going to teach you guys is absolutely free. And you know me, I don't like to charge. I don't have any boot camps, no special programs, no nothing. All I ask is that if you like the content, you like, subscribe, and you comment the word AI, and I'm going to send you access to my lovely little AI checklist. Oh, look, that's lovable. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to send you access to this AI checklist that has over 300 crazy AI tools, and you get a chance to use these things and test them out and do the things that I'm talking about. But just comment AI, I'll send you this. Also, I'm going to give you access to our Discord community so we can talk it out and be there for support and show you how to get things cooking so you don't have to feel like you're alone in all this craziness. Good or good? Good, awesome. I'm going to show you how to use something in a very simple software that I know it looks confusing, but it's actually really simple. It's very dynamic, and it comes from my favorite people out there, Go HighLevel. Now, inside of Go HighLevel, there's a tremendous amount of what we call automations. And inside this automation area right over here, when we click on that, it brings in any sort of automations that you have. I'm going to give you guys a little peek, a little nose under the tent, little peek of what's going on. And inside of this, I've created something that a lot of small businesses really love. This is what we call the DM, I call it the DM auto response. Some of you may know this type of a workflow by something that I've used many times and even talked about in my previous videos called ManyChat. Now, I like ManyChat. It's been a really great, reliable tool for a long time. But one of the things that you'll notice as you dig into the world of AI tools is there's a lot of overlap. And they're constantly improving and constantly growing. And sometimes one of their technologies overlaps with another one. And when you're paying for these different tools, you also have to be budget conscious. You can't just throw money at stuff all the time without any level of mastery or any level of actually application and just hope things are going to work out. So what I recommend is this tool, Go HighLevel. I actually have a free 30-day trial for you. A link in the description to take advantage of that free 30-day trial so you can get started making money utilizing these tools absolutely free. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So in here, if you've ever heard about ManyChat, or maybe you haven't heard that word, what you have seen is inside of your social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, sometimes YouTube, some other platforms, LinkedIn, some of them, when you comment a particular word, you know, they say, comment the word this, and I'm going to send you this. You know, comment the word feet, and I'll send you a picture of somebody's feet, not mine, because they're kind of gross. Not well, anyway. But people are going to send you something if you comment a word. And that is actually able to be used inside of Go HighLevel now. And then one of the cool elements is that within ManyChat, it would then grab that person's contact information and it turns their DMs into an inbox. And why that's powerful, I mean, just imagine that. You can ignore emails, and I know you ignore emails because you're just like me in that aspect. It gets to 1,000 plus emails. You're not going to read all those. You're going to delete them one day. You're going to promise you're going to organize them, and you never do. And then you just end up bulk deleting stuff and going, man, I missed out on something. Who cares? Here's what you don't miss out on. You know the little thingy on your phone? The little alert that's cracking my screen. It's nice to happen this weekend. You'll see a message alert in your DMs, and you have a lot harder time because of the compulsive mentality of social media. So that's why when you have an automation or you're utilizing DMs to communicate with people, it's very effective. And once they've communicated with you, it now turns their DMs into your virtual inbox. So it's a lot more effective in an open rate than emails are. Agreed? Agreed. We're all compulsive. You're not alone. There's not, you're not alone in this. That's one of the powers of something like ManyChat. And one of the cool things is it grabs that person's contact information and puts it into a database, really a spreadsheet. You can then export those contacts. But then what are you going to do with them? Inside of ManyChat, you can sort of create another workflow. You can re-engage with those people in a warm way later on. You can put pauses and re-engaging a little bit, but it doesn't have the real functionality of a CRM, Customer Relationship Manager. And that's what HighLevel really does. So I'm going to show you what I discovered. And in fact, I hate to say it, ManyChat, I've loved you for a long time, but I guess it's time to go. I now have 2 ManyChat accounts that are now going by the wayside. They were fairly cheap. It's only $15 a month. But in all reality, if I save $30 a month, I can put it into something else. And this isn't knocking ManyChat, it's just showing you an alternative. You may say, hey, Jeremy, you know what? Screw you. I'm sticking with ManyChat. Fine. I just want to show you something that you can actually build already into your workflows, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this every step of the way. So I've created mine, and DM auto response, you can trigger, you name this anything you want, but the trigger is how things begin. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move myself over here so I can show you. Customer replied is what I picked here because what I wanted to do, and I named this IGDM, my reply channel, Instagram. Obviously, you have to have your Instagram connected, by the way, and exact match phrase. Well, what I did is I put in the exact words AI, and for dyslexic like me, IA. It is what it is. But I put that in there, okay, and I save our little trigger. Then it brings it to another step, okay? Right here was Instagram Interactive Messenger, okay? You're replying to that DM that they've put in there, and I just put a little comment. Hey, thanks for your comment. Are you ready to get started making money with AI? Now, some of you will actually see this if you go into my Instagram and you play around with it. And then you're able to put in either buttons or quick replies, which is what I did. I put in quick replies. And so I put in messages like, oh, I don't know, absolutely, let's go, all right? And then another one, well, maybe, but I don't know where to start. And of course, the third one, I'm not sure, AI scares me. So you can pick that, and those are responses. So you understand we're utilizing exact keywords that we want inside of our Instagram posts or in our messages or videos or TikToks, whatever it might be. And when people comment, it's going to then connect with this workflow. So it's going to give you these options. Now, what else I did is we created something, there is a default timeout, meaning if somebody doesn't respond after about 5 minutes, I actually created this over here that says, hey, you still there? Are you ready to get money? Are you ready to get started making money with AI? And then gives them the same choices again. Now, this isn't fully built out, obviously, but this is something I want to show you just from the beginning. And what I did was I actually took all of these options right here, and I just said, copy all the actions. See that? Pretty cool, right? And then you just pop it right down over here. I didn't have to go and recreate it, reinvent the wheel, none of that stuff. But from this aspect, if you said, okay, you clicked the button that said, absolutely, let's go, let's do this. Right here, inside of this, I said, awesome. What's the best email to send the AI access to? Now, here's a little hint. It's a little trick. Inside of HighLevel, anytime someone enters in their email address, it automatically creates a contact. And when that contact is created, it automatically then goes into a workflow or a nurturing campaign to go into your email sequence. Pretty cool, right? It funnels them straight from your Instagram now into communicating with your intuitive AI that will then bring them in as a contact into a nurturing funnel. Very cool stuff. So I could add attachments. I could send them that somebody's feed pic. Whatever. I could send somebody this. If they click on the link, I could put in a wait timer here and say I want it to wait a certain amount of time. This one I didn't actually have a time on it. But when they enter that email, all of a sudden this kicks into play. It waits for their response. And then I'd say, hey, this is the email address it's coming from. Here's your subject. And then the message. I'm so proud of you. You've taken the first steps to unlocking the earning potential with AI. Some of you are getting these emails and you're like, well, okay, this is where it came from, by the way. I built this. And so here's your access link, GorillaAITools.com. Guess what? That's this right here. It's a landing page. And I teach you how to build your own landing page as well, by the way. Hopefully yours looks better than mine. I'm not that much of an artist. But aside from that, it gives them that, and it also says once you've entered your contact information, you'll get the AI checklist, our official Discord community access, which is in there, and the all-important 30-day free trial. And by the way, all you do is highlight some text, and you put in a link, and it's right there. So when I teach you how to set up your affiliate account with HighLevel or with any other tool out there, you can include that in a text, in a DM, in an email that goes out when someone triggers your workflow. Are you guys connecting the dots? Are you kind of seeing how this flow works? So what it did is they commented with their email address. It created that contact. The system then automatically sent this email. And at the same time, it popped out and gave them another Instagram message right here that said, hey, awesome. That information just hit your inbox. Check your spam because I end up in there sometimes. And you do originally until it kind of warms up. Sometimes you end up in the spam. By the way, check out my latest YouTube video. I went down and I actually attached my latest YouTube video in a button right here. And there's a link to it. I don't remember which one I added. I really don't. It's one of them. But it's there. And then there's a little wait timer and then so on. You save the actions. And I know this looks crazy. You know, a lot of workflows are much bigger than this. But this is just a simple representation. Here's what I want to tell you. Here's why this is powerful. A lot of businesses out there are very busy running their business, okay? They could be a plumber, electrician, a roofing company, private chef, whatever it is, they're focusing on that business. They don't have time to answer every single DM. And if you're a business owner, you know what this is. You probably even have a really busy personal life and may not even have the opportunity to answer all of any DMs that may come into you. This is actually something that leverages your time and turns into what I like to refer to as a force multiplier. You have a finite amount of time every day. A tool like this really leverages the power of AI and then helps that auto response happen. What's cool on top of it all, let's say that you help set up a small business with a promotion of some sort, a ad that they run on Meta or, they're running on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is. And they get that message inquiring about whatever service that is. They don't have to be there automatically responding. This will trigger, and then not only at that point will it send them access to that offer, but it can then follow up and help close them because it takes 7 to 12 touch points before people will actually buy. How often do you see something the first time and buy it? I thought of some bizarre scenarios. Let's not go with that. But think about the fact that now a simple social media interaction can then drive traffic to then automatically then close that sale for that business down the road. And for you, for that matter. So this is the type of thing that I have automatically built into my workflows. And I teach you how to do this. And I include all of the templates, all of the process right inside it. And hey, like I mentioned, there's also the Discord community. We can teach you how to access those things and how to set them up as well. So really encouraging situation. The second thing, and I know the thumbnail said it, so I'm getting to this. So here's situation number 2, or dose, or some other language I don't speak. ChatGPT money machine. What I did is I'm actually working with a group right now that fantastic people. phenomenal. But they have an organization that does unsecured lending for small businesses. And so if you happen to be a small business owner out there and you're looking to get funding for your business, these guys are great. We'll connect you. But they needed a new build for their website. And so what I did is I went into ChatGPT and I went into agent mode. Now, we talked about agent mode in one of my previous videos, and there's actually a link in there for you if you want to go back and watch that. But what I did is inside of agent mode, the reason that agent mode is so powerful, maybe you didn't even know that that was there, but you can give it specific tasks, multiple tasks. You're not just asking it for a recipe or asking it for to solve something. You're asking it to do multiple things to give you data that you can then turn into something actionable. And in this particular instance, what I said was, I need you to research top performing websites of lending organizations, not institutional banks like Chase and Bank of America and Wells Fargo. There's a reason for this. And then I need you to give me the common design cues from their websites and explain why they're visually appealing and engaging. Then I need you to give me the most common fonts, color palettes, so I can take those elements and create my own website. That's right. I'm asking it to do analysis on other websites so I can create something that's really powerful. Do you realize that large organizations, banks, you name it, they put millions of dollars into research and development of their websites to make them engaging, to make them powerful, to make them function well? Well, guess what? I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. And I'm not, I don't have an ego big enough to think that I'm always right. But what I do know is I possess the access to tools like this that can do the research for me and give me information on what other people have spent lots of money to create. And so what it did, it worked for 3 seconds. Here's the other thing about agent mode. It says, hey boss, I actually worked for you, and here's what I did. Understood. To ensure the research aligns with your needs, could you clarify what criteria defines top performing websites in these lending organizations? For example, are you interested in sites ranked by traffic, user engagement metrics, or something else? If you're fine with a general approach, then I'll conduct a thorough analysis and so on. I said, by traffic and user engagements, this is my response to it. Specifically on pages relating to searching for financial products. Why did I do this? I didn't want traffic based on their home landing page, because that's where you go to log in to your accounts. You go to the home page to log into your Wells Fargo account or your Bank of America, whatever it is. I don't want traffic based on that. That's not people searching for things to become customers. That is where you go to log into an account. So that's a normal behavior. The majority of that traffic can then be completely discounted because that's not what I'm looking for. I said, disregard your login pages. I want it measured by traffic specifically for users searching for loan products. Now, you can do this for any industry. You can say, I want top performing websites for car dealerships or for dentists or for pediatricians or for nail salons. It doesn't matter. You can utilize tools like this to find top performing things. Work for 15 minutes. Here's your detailed report, it says. Now, top performing non-bank lending institutions and their design cues, identifying high traffic engagement. Now, it gave me banks like SoFi, LendingTree, Upstart, Moneyline, Avant, OneMain. These are your major players in the field, but it tells me why it's considered a top performer. Now, this is ChatGPT agent mode, folks. This is how it analyzes the data. It tells me about LendingTree, it tells me about all of these. And so it gives me common design cues. Striking a hero section. What do you mean by a hero section? Doesn't mean a guy holding a flag or Captain America. It means that there's a big segment, an image of something that's highly relevant to what you might be looking for. Common design cues. It gives me everything and what was important. And it gives absolutely all of the analytical data. Here's the important thing to understand. I don't necessarily care about the design because I'm not personally designing the website. I'm going to show you that in a second. What I did is I looked at all the colors, the fonts, all the stuff. It gave me the hex codes. It gave me everything here, including all of the common information. It gives me a nice summary right here. Report identifies these particular things, designs the patterns of the sites. And I said, hey, that's very thorough and awesome information. Don't forget to say thank you to your ChatGPT or your Grok or your Claude or whatever it is. They're just AI now, but they may be your caretaker one day, and they'll remember the ones who were kind. So be nice. I'm only halfway joking, unfortunately. And it said work for 6 seconds. You're welcome. I'm glad the information was helpful. If you need further assistance with your website research, feel free to ask. If you're polite, it's polite back. So now can you please give me a prompt to create my own website based on this top performing criteria? The name of the domain and the brand is Small Biz Money Man. It completely disregarded that, by the way. But I said I need the site to be a thorough and dynamic including a dynamic contact form that is working. Please include all major design cues and interactivity. Worked for 14 whole seconds. Here's a comprehensive prompt. Small Biz Money Man Lending. Incorporating the best practices that are gleaned from top performing lenders. Do you realize the power of that? It pulled all of that data. It scraped it. It took all of 15 minutes, maybe, to really give me all that information. Created all of this. And I said, wow, that looks cool. Primary colors, all of this. Key page components, loan options, loan eligibility. You guys may not be excited about this stuff, but just imagine, insert whatever industry that you think, or 10, 20 different industries that are in your neighborhood that are small businesses that could truly benefit from emulating the largest players in their field. You understand that? You can empower a small business to have the same sleek, high-powered look as the top multi-billion-dollar players in whatever industry that is. How amazing is that? They don't have to look small time. It could be a small sandwich shop that can look like the biggest out there, all because you learn how to scrape the data. And so what I did is I took this entire prompt and I got busy coding. I got busy writing strings of code and creating images. No, I didn't. I'm kidding. I'm lying. It's a complete joke. I didn't do any of that. What I did is I took the prompt. I went back over here to Lovable. And what I did is I went, hey, Lovable, and I popped it all into here. Here's my long prompt. Here's all of the details that I gave it. Need to create a financial product site, unsecured business financing. I gave it all of the design cues, everything that I needed. It asked me some questions. It asked me what I needed to do, company tagline, brand identity, this sort of thing. And I said, they specialize in things for medical practices, e-commerce companies, auto dealers, inventory financing. I gave it a little bit of other things that it would do. It got a little frozen up there for a second, so I said, hey, keep working. It says, okay, great. I'll complete all this. Enabling its own cloud. Guess what? I didn't need any tools. You may know this name, Supabase. It didn't need a database, an external connection to anything. It set up its own cloud reference right here and dumped all of the data and connectivity in there for me. Enabled an email sending tool inside the database with the parameters that I wanted to have. And then it got frozen up again a little bit, because these things, they do, okay? Just understand this technology is amazing, but it takes a minute. I said, are you finished with the site? And he goes, no, I haven't built the content yet. I only set up the back-end infrastructure. Get off my back, basically, pal. I'm working here. Thought for 12 whole seconds. Came back and said, hey, you got the site. I don't know why it gave me an error here, but I want to show you this. Boom. Here we are. Here's the site. What do you know? BizFund. Yeah, it disregarded my, what I wanted it to call it. I can go back in and just change this, but I wanted to show you it has everything. Auto dealers, other small businesses. Check your rate. But check your rate. It puts it right here. It's a nice contact form that then submits it over to the email address that I told it to go and send it to. By the way, I told it also, don't forget to put all the legal disclaimers and all the other fun jazz in here that keeps it compliant. Loan options. Gives you all this stuff. Guys, it built, I don't know why I keep saying guys. It's just you watching. Unless you have people with you. So I'm sorry I keep saying guys. You might not be a guy. It's a speech thing. My apologies. It did something phenomenal. It created a multi-page website inside of, I probably spent maybe an hour working back and forth with it and fine-tuning it a little bit. Do you have any idea how many small businesses out there would love to have a beautiful, high-functioning, quality-looking website that emulates all of the color palettes, all of the SEO, all of the strength of everything that high value players have in their industry? This is incredible. So this is something that you can utilize ChatGPT for. I spend the $20 a month. Okay. It's worth every penny to have agent mode, to be able to do the deep research, to be able to give me what I want, and then plug it into Lovable. Guess what? This version of Lovable, still the free version. I did this with the free version. There's obviously pricing to do more stuff. I'm really limited with this, but I'm testing it out. I'm going to end up just signing up for the full version of this thing, probably the middle tier, so I can do a lot more projects with this. Lovable has proved itself over and over again to be a highly valuable tool. And it's something that's amazing for you to be able to go out and pitch any small business to create a beautiful website for them. Even if they have a website currently, you can literally take what they have and then improve on it and create something like this. So ChatGPT truly is a money machine. The thing's almost like an ATM. It's a license to print cash, it feels like sometimes. I do this on a regular basis for small businesses in my area. And I haven't launched a national campaign yet. When I do, I'm almost afraid to. It's going to get busy, way busy, and I'm already super busy. But between automatic social media DM workflows, which completely takes the work off the shoulders of that small business owner and gives them their time back, and they don't have to hire some punk kid who's just watching TikTok all day to begin with. It puts the power back in their hands. You've empowered them now to not miss opportunities on top of all the other things that I've taught you about how to help small business. And you couple that with a high value offer like this, I'm telling you, the power is immense. And guess what? People on average don't trust me, trust Google. The average cost, $100 for a landing page and $2,000 for a functioning website. And sometimes companies spend over $100,000 for complex sites. I can tell you that building a simple site and just a multi-page, 5 pages or less type of a website, people pay $500 to $1,000 easy to have a simple site set up. And guess what? You can build it like this with very little hosting cost and charge people a monthly retainer. But if you're also wrapping in the social media management and also their CRM requirements, you're talking about a monthly bill of anywhere from $500 to $1,000 on a regular basis. You don't have to sell many clients to have a nice recurring income. If you had 10 clients over the next year and you're making $10,000 a month, would that make a difference for you? Would that move the needle for you? I can tell you, move the needle for me. So what I'm here to do is I'm here to empower you. I want to remove the AI anxiety and show you that it's actually quite simple to do. So once again, I just want to say thank you for being here. Of course, I asked you to like, subscribe, and comment. I love your engagement. We're getting close to our 1,000 subscribers, and if it's you, I'm going to send you something really awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, so prepare for that. But for now, I hope you learned something out of the video, and I'm looking forward to helping you get started making money with AI because, hey, if you don't learn how to make money when you sleep, you'll always have to get up for work. And that's it. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.